Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, November 28th. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. Another very quiet day. Pretty much a carbon copy from a couple of things they did from yesterday. We gapped low yesterday, filled it right away. Same thing today. We got close, well, not yesterday as much, but got close to the overnight low, never got it, and eventually got the IB high and the overnight high. And then, just the way we flushed out in K period yesterday, we flushed out today in H period, only to come right back up and take it. Take it all back. ES ends with just today's high and low, 8 wide POC, I want 9 wide or more. NQ ends with a 10 wide POC, and righty ends with an afternoon rally high in K and a 9 wide POC. Now, righty took out yesterday's low and high, so did ES. But we don't end with an outside day up or down. Neither one. Light volume, 60 million. Small range again, but nothing like yesterday. 277 today. We had 3 sets of single prints at one point today in ES. Took them back. Now, the market certainly got too long here, right? A through E and part of F. And then F stopped, and then we got a pretty decent liquidation break in G and H. But never got the IB low or the overnight low. I had a good day, saw the market very well, mostly from the long side, believe it or not, although I had a nice, very nice short in K period in NQ at the time, thinking it would go back to POC, which it did. I was wrong. And ES and C, I didn't make a trade. I did not trade A and B. I did not trade L and M. But in the 9 time frames in between, I had a very good day. It shows you don't have to pull the trigger right away. A and B was slop for me. There was nothing here in ES or NQ for that matter. Really nothing. So my first trade was in C period. When we took out B's high and started going, took a long to go get the overnight high. Then in D period, I was long both NQ and ES with the ebb and flow trades. Now, NQ never really held singles at all. We had 3 sets that finally all got filled, but they were holding for a while. So the ebb and flow trades were working in D period. NQ and E period. Again, looked for long as we were one time framing up. F period. I thought we might have an afternoon pullback low, took a small long in ES, which paid, and then took another one in G, which I did okay on, because I was still getting paid before we really flushed. Then in H period, when it flushed, NQ got right down to the opening, took a nice 4 lot, and got paid handsomely as it bounced off the opening. Then I told the room, look, we shook out some weak longs, there's no doubt. Shorts jumped in H period to try to push this market lower and failed. So eventually we're going to stop the one-time framing. So I spent I and J period, long in NQ, even not at the highs, but on pullbacks, saying eventually we're going to stop the one-time framing. It didn't happen until K, but it finally worked, and I got paid on all those longs. And then in K, when it shot up to value high at the time, because again I'm in 3s here, in 1s, it shot. Took a nice short, started one at 21, took a bigger lot at 27, and then they came in back to POC and had a very nice day overall. And that was it. So again, seeing the market well is key. Keeping the room engaged. You know, when the market flushed here in H, you realize for the most part, we just spent the last 2.5 hours trading H period. That's it. K barely got above it. Now M late in the day stretched a little more, but for the most part, 2.5 hours, filling in all the volume when the market spiked up higher with the single prints. So when the algos get frisky and agitated like they did when they had that liquidation break, it takes them a while to figure things out. And they didn't really figure things out. They just stayed in here the whole afternoon. And that's what we talk about not in this trading room. We break it down really, really well for traders to understand what's going on. Okay. Upside, SPY 456.27, and then the weekly high from last week, 456.38. Downside is today's low, 453.50. Now, we never got the 10-wide pop from the 21st, which you should have. Now, ES on the downside, they did get theirs. They have today's low of 49.25, and the upside is 77.25. So that's what we have is today's highs and low to go on. Now, let's go to the chart. Give me 1 second. So here's the monthly. We have 2 days to go in the month. It's a 5-month balance in ES and SPY. We still have not made a new high in the year like NQ has. So it's a 5-month balance. 2 days to go. Weekly, up. Still one time framing up. This is week 5. An inside week doesn't stop it. Again, I have no problem if we take out last week's low at some point to come into balance. Right? Shake out some of these week longs on the daily. But for now, firmly up on the weekly. And then on the daily, again, this is subjective. I'm calling it a 4-day balance. Okay? I'm calling it a 4-day balance. So if we take out today's low with any kind of push, I would call it down. Balance rules came into effect today. Right? Our balance high is 456.38. We got up to 456.27. And first time rolled over. So we established the first balance rule. Get close to a balance high and then come in. Is that the end for the bulls? Of course not. But at least for now, the first time at our balance high, buyers did get rejected. Hope you had a good day trading. Enjoy your evening. And we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.